there's never a day that goes by that I don't tell my mom and my dad that I love them, and my grandpa and my grandma. One of the greatest things that happened to me is when she first visited them, she goes, "There's a dog here. It's a big German Shepherd named Barney." Well, when I was 15, just before my dad died, he bought me this German Shepherd. And I don't know if he had a premonition or not, but my dad was my very best friend. And after he died, this German Shepherd became my best buddy. And he stayed with me for a good 10, 11 years. And we were so close. And to know that my dog is up there waiting for me in heaven is a wonderful, wonderful thing. Now, my parents have gone through all the stories from my little turtles that I had when I was a little boy to little Coco, my poodle that I had when I was a boy. So all the animals that are there, even from going to the circus, they have animals that are part of their life in heaven. Everybody's heaven is a little different. You know, every family makes their own heaven. It's not like it's one big, huge place with everybody together. You know, I grew up in a Lutheran church school, and I always kind of thought, well, heaven is a bunch of people walking around in white robes and, you know, just kind of reading the Bible and bouncing into everybody. No, it's this wonderful, beautiful place. You can do pretty much whatever you want. You know, it's a very pure, beautiful place. My parents go sailing, they go skiing, my dad still likes to hunt, so he goes hunting. My dad goes fishing everywhere he goes. They can be coming to see me, and he just, well, magically the water appears, and all the fish that he caught during his life are right there waiting to jump on his hook. He'll just fidget a little bit, and one of them will jump on his hook. We have hundreds and hundreds of these stories, and we want to share with all of you that your loved ones are there. You know, it's just a matter of reaching out. And I'm going to let Jennifer talk for a few minutes.
So, I guess the reason I'm telling you all these stories that Richard's parents told me is when this first started, I had a hard time believing that this was real for me. Because I'm asleep, so I don't know what's going on. And Richard is talking to his beloveds, and he's recording me, and I can hear myself talking on the recorder, but yet it took 18 months for Richard to convince me, because I had to hear these stories over and over again, and I made him write to his brother and confirm the details from my visions and make sure that they were indeed factual. And then for about 4 years, so we kept it to ourselves for about 4.5 years. And then about a year and a half ago, I felt a calling from God to go out and tell everybody what heaven is like. And also, he wants me to share with everybody that your loved ones are right here with you. They haven't left your side. Heaven is not someplace way out there that you think, oh, I see the stars and the moon and the planet, and there's heaven out there. That's not, heaven is right here next to you. They're right here next to you. And Richard's dad's probably stationed right here in this little space, and his mom's ice skating, and they're doing all the wonderful things that they do in heaven, but it's here, right here next to you. And your loved ones, I don't care if it's a little baby 3 cells old in the womb that was aborted, or a stillborn baby, or a miscarriage. Everybody's family knows who their loved ones are, and they are always with you. And when you take your breath the last time here on earth and you open your eyes again and you see heaven, all your loved ones are going to be waiting there for you. They know when it's your time. And it doesn't matter if it's a little baby that was 2 weeks old that was miscarried. That little baby knows who his parents are and the grandparents. The grandparents and great-grandparents are there enjoying that child until the mom and the dad get there. That's how much God loves us. And not only are your family there, your pets are there. Even my little goldfish that died is in heaven waiting for me. It's in a place like a zoo. And another wonderful thing about heaven is I don't see anybody with no hair. I don't see anybody old. I don't see anybody with gray hair. I don't see any disabilities. I don't see any mental handicaps. Everybody can be as young and beautiful as they want to be. They're still the same person, but they can be whatever age they want. And if you were too short when you were here on earth, you want to be taller, you can be some foot you want to be. Or if you're, if you were a guy and, you might have Richard's dad was short, so he always wanted to be tall, and he always wanted to be, a little muscular. He just goes in heaven and opens his door up, lifts away a couple times, and comes out like this, right? And his mom in heaven, she always wanted to ice skate. She loved ice skating. She watched ice skating all the time. In heaven, let me tell you, she is the best Peggy Fleming that you've ever seen. She goes ice skating all over the place, and it's all probably right here in this little space. I know all of your angels are here. And the message that they want me to share with you is that they want you to talk to them. They want you to know that they're there, but that they can't read your mind. And they have begged me to please share my story and ask you to please talk to your loved ones. They're here for you, and they want to talk to you.
When I first started out, I knew my dad was going to come because I could hear it through Janie's sleep talking. But, when I first started, I didn't know when he was coming and stuff like that. So I used to just write notes to him, and then he would answer me at night through Janie. And now I've learned, so if maybe you're in a room with somebody and you don't want to be talking out loud, you can always write them a note. If you get a chance, you can talk to them. Tell them you love them. I know that there's this huge communication in heaven right now, and all your loved ones are here right now. And the more that we talk to them, the more time they spend with us. They have lots of things to do, but they want to be able to communicate with us. So that's what my parents have wanted me to share with everybody, that they're here. That they're part of our lives all the time. There was just another time when my dad told me a story. I was in my 20s, and I don't know why, I drank too much, and I got on my motorcycle, and I took off through these mountains so fast. And I always wondered how I made it through that night. And one night, my dad talked to Janie, but again, our stories are supposed to let you guys know that you have your angels protecting you too. I took off, and I was drunk, and must have been doing 100 miles an hour through these canyons. Don't remember much of it, but I always wondered how I lived through that night. And my dad came and told me that both him and Jesus held on to me through some of those curves, because I wouldn't have lived the night without him.
It wasn't your time.
It wasn't my time, but they were there watching over us. My mom also shares with me that she holds my hand every day, and that she's with me every day. Now, like I said, Jamie has more of a gift. She'll be sound asleep, and she'll throw her arm around me and give me this big hug and say, "The mommy's hugging you." And then she'll throw her arm around me, "Grandma's hugging you." And then, since we've been going on these tours, all of a sudden she'll squeeze me where she squeezes all the air out of me. So all the angels are hugging you. And she'll reach up and she'll rub my head, and she'll say, "But Daddy's hugging you," or "He's rubbing your head." And then Grandpa's rubbing your head. If you can go to sleep at night and imagine holding your loved one's hands, they're right there. But they want us to share with all you guys that they're right there, they're right next to us. And if you're feeling pain or anything, talk to them and tell them, can you please take away some of this? When Jeannie broke her ankle, she was in tremendous pain. And after the surgery, it was even worse. And some nights she'd say, "Well, Mom's here." And I say, "Mom, can you touch her ankle?" And only the mommies can do this apparently. But she'd touch her ankle, and she'd take all the pain away. So your loved ones, life seems like a long time, and we go through a lot of trials and tribulations. And maybe we make it 100 years in this life is a long time. But eternity is a really long time. So for eternity, we need to live our lives the best we can now for that time that we can spend eternity. And their times are different than us. They go 24 hours a day. My parents do so much, even in 8 hours, compared to what I could do. It's amazing. But they want us to share this story with you, and